Hello everyone and welcome to today's Skoog webinar. This one is getting to grips with Skoog, so this is just a general introduction to all things Skoog. What we're going to do is we're going to have a look at how to get your Skoog set up, some examples of how you might use it, and a tour of the software and how you'll set it up to achieve some use across some different categories. We're going to look at improvised musical play and improvised music making with young people, in particular with a focus on PMLD. We're going to look at performing in bands, orchestras, playing parts. We're going to look at a sort of more inclusive instrumental provision, and more importantly, we're going to look at just having some fun. Okay, so this is a Skoog. If you haven't seen one already, I'm just going to take mine off its mount here. This is a Skoog here. It's a soft, look at that, squeezy. The whole thing is soft. Tactile USB device created specifically as a music interface to enable young people with additional support needs to be able to engage in making music, and specifically making their own music, you know, to create, perform, compose, play in bands and orchestras. It was the end of it's still, you know, we still develop it today, but it was a Nesta-funded UK government research initiative, which is now a living and breathing product out there in the world doing its thing. So I've got mine on a mount here to make it easy for me to present, but it doesn't have to be used on the mount. It can be used on a table, on the floor, tucked into the body, all kinds of different ways of using it. So let's crack on. So to set it up, all you have to do is it's a USB device. Here's my USB cable. There we go. And to set it up, this is my USB extension, which is also just going to be the USB port on your computer, which will allow me to show you how to set it up. We go like this. And it is now set up. And my software, which I've started, has said, please plug in your Skoog. Importantly, it says, please make sure it's flat and not being touched. So if you need to have it mounted, either in the orientation you're going to use it, or if you're going to be using it on a table, just make sure when you make that connection that the Skoog itself is flat and not being touched. And that, you know, that is an issue if you're taking it out in a class. It's an attractive object, it's a desirable object, it makes you want to touch it. If you take it out in a class, kids will be touching it. So just when you connect it up, make sure it's flat and not being touched so it can calibrate correctly. Okie dokie. So now what I'd like to do initially is let's do a little quick tour of how the software works, and let's do that via screen share. So I'm just going to start a screen share here. There we go. And I'm going to look at my desktop. Start screen share. I'm going to minimize my, whoa, we've got all kinds of interesting, where's my, oh, I've lost my mask, there it is. Let's get rid of Google Hang as I see it just now. Do that and do this, do that, go straight to Skoog Music. So this is the Skoog software environment. Let's just pop up a little video feed of me so you can see how I'm using Skoog. Now that should ideally be coming, oh, I need to just do a little quick jiggery pokery with my application. These open SoundCloud. You don't need to do this. This is just so that whilst I'm broadcasting to you, you can hear what's happening with the Skoog. I'm just going to be a little. So now we should. Oh, I've turned off the wrong thing. Now, no. Hello, hello, there we go. So now I'm hoping you can hear me, I can hear you, and it's all working. So I'm going to open a video feed of me and the Skoog as well, so that you can see what I'm doing. Let's go photo booth. That should do the trick. There she blows. I just want to check what's happening. We haven't got any active viewers yet, but let's just keep tracking on. So here we are. Here's my Skoog. Now it's set up to play a flute at the moment. I just want to give you a quick tour of the software and how it's set up. So essentially, you have this tactile USB device, and look, it's sensitive everywhere, even on these white bits. It does have these domed button areas on each surface. It has 5 control surfaces, and it's sensitive to how it's deformed. So I can play it by squeezing it and moving it in different ways. And that suits a range of different players, from people who have quite challenging motor control issues right through to skilled musicians, musicians in orchestras, and able-bodied musicians, and people who want to be creative with electronic music. So let's crack on. I mean, essentially the key thing with Skoog is you choose it to be an instrument, and then you assign a set of notes to that instrument palette, that sound. So at the moment it's on a flute sound, and I have a series of notes, and you assign a note per surface. And that means that you have 5 notes at a time. These can be changed, they can be anything you like, but what Skoog does is it is a simple interface, an object that's easy to make sense of, that's inviting and easy to control. And you know, with traditional keyboards and stuff, you have all the notes all the time, and you don't need them all the time. And certainly not a 3-octave chromatic scale. So what this does is present a limited number of options at any particular time. That makes it easier for people without any particular musical knowledge, theory, or technical training to be able to improvise, engage in music making, and really connect with that musicality that they have inside of them, and to let that out. So there's lots of ways you can use Skoog, and essentially it is an enabling, fun, and musical device. Okay, so it's the software, there's the sensor here and the software. In the software, we choose instruments by selecting from the Skoog Music panel of instruments. These are physically modelled, which gives them a very high quality expressive sound. So I'll choose the nylon string guitar. You do have to wait for the grey selection box to, there we go. And that again is, affords different interaction possibilities because it's percussive sound. So there's the model sounds here. I can also choose MIDI sounds. So I have 130 to 128 or so MIDI instruments. Let's choose something fantastic like a metallic pad. There we go. Yes, not fantastic, just a general MIDI pad, but it's there. We've got access to them. I can also mix the MIDI and the physical model sounds. And that can be done to quite a nice effect. I can connect to GarageBand, connect to Logic, play on instruments in there. I can use samples by using the sampling feature. Because it's got these coloured surfaces and it's doing notes by colour, I can do colour following. I can use a kind of concrete colour system. I can do colour following on screen. Let's do something simple like hot cross buns, full screen. There we go. There we go. Hot cross buns. Do the following. There are advanced settings for adjusting the sensitivity, customizing it, turn sides on, turn sides off, add expressive variables to control. So if I go back to my flute here, I can show you now if I turn on the tilt twist. There we go. And let's turn the MIDI off now. There we go. It can be monophonic, one note at a time. It can be polyphonic, 3 notes. I can't play against myself, okay, because it is the actual physical displacement of the foam and how it's crushed. So if I push against myself, I cancel the movement out. It's just a physical limitation of the device. I can adjust the sensitivity. So look here, I can make it. The moment requires a bit of pressure. Now I hardly need to compress it at all. And the compression, the sort of force required, about 250 grams required at the most sensitive, and it can be used in a variety of orientations and be set up in different ways. So I can record my performance. There's all kinds of stuff we can go through. But let's, I think now, show you. So essentially, it's this USB squeegee-friendly object with a software package, which also comes with access to hundreds of supported resources. For example, if we open my browser here and I go new window and I go to my Skoog Music window, Skoog Music, the website. Hopefully this will load up. I've been having troubles down here in the studio with the actual speed of the internet, which has been a little bit annoying. Here we go. Home and special needs. Now, you have various bundled resources with Skoog, but you also have access to a library of online material, fully supported, free when you have your Skoog. And if you go here, resources, let's just very simply go to the resources section. I'm going to look at the different categories of resources. There we go. And you will see on this page, top tunes, lesson plans, backing tracks, extras, transcriptions, and sample packs. Top tunes are links to songs that you can either download or access online. Lesson plans are lesson plans. Backing tracks are backing tracks, and they come in a variety of guises, packs, organized in different ways: classical, contemporary, royalty-free, some for songs. We've got all kinds of stuff in there. Most recently, we've got a Stravinsky pack for learning and playing some beautiful classical music there as well. Sample packs is packs of samples like animal sounds, transport sounds. We've got a set of things for celebrating the World Cup at the moment, some things there, extras, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so there's loads of resources, and if we go to, say, the top tunes page, you go to pop tunes, there's over 100 songs that have been transcribed here, and this grows daily. In fact, well, now there's probably 115 or something. But look at this, we've got Calvin Harris, we've got Maroon 5, Talisa, Beatles, we've got Beyonce, we've got, oh look at that, we have even got, I haven't heard that for ages, oh, have I gone past it, Knocking on Heaven's Door. I might play that a little bit later. Okay, but just to show you an example of all the stuff you get with it. So what I want to do now is to switch back to my view here. Let's get the camera back here and get rid of the crazy. Come on, you can do it. Please. Hello. I want to stop the screen share, essentially. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, so now what I'd like to do is go to YouTube. So open this YouTube app, and I want to show you 3 or 4 examples of Skoog being used in different ways, and then with that I would like to, after each one, show you how to achieve that setup, how to achieve that activity using Skoog, and how to do that using Skoog and the resources that are available with it. So this will be a quick webinar, will be done very quickly, because really, you know, Skoog is point-click software. Most of it's icon-based. You don't have to have a degree in music to use it. You just have to, you know, want to engage and have fun. So, YouTube, here we are. I want to add a video to playlist, and I'm going to write in PMLD Skoog. There we go. And here is a video. I say add. Hello. Sorry about that. I think I'm back. Unmute now. Unmute now. Hello. 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 Yes. So we had a bit of an issue there. I've had to re-sign as myself. Sometimes this happens with this Google Hang. It cut me off. But so what I was about to do is show you a PMLD example using Skoog with pentatonic presets that come free with the software to engage PMLD students in creative, improvised music making. Okay. So yes, what we've got here is an example. This is Kieran, who has profound multiple learning difficulties. He's in a wheelchair and he is completely blind. He has the Skoog set with a plucked string sound, which he's chosen through presentation, and we've keyed that into a backing track. You can get backing tracks from the download section of the resources under backing tracks. All the backing tracks become labeled with what key they are, and that's just, you know, the letter A, E, F, G, G sharp, that kind of thing. And so as long as you can match the letter that comes at the beginning of your backing track and then match that in the software, you'll be able to get anyone playing along with that. So let's see what Kieran can do. So as he moves in different ways, he gets different sounds. Different timbral possibilities. So, Kieran is looking up, he's focused, engaged, he's letting the sounds ring out to their full each time, he's not hitting it randomly, he's on the beat beautifully each time, and by simply interacting with, playing with the object, engaging with that tactile device, he's able to express himself and play. It's very easy to set up, very easy to do. Let's have a look at how we might support or facilitate an engagement like that. So I'm going to now go back to screen share. I'm going to do my desktop, start screen share. I'm going to minimize Google just now. So hopefully we're here and we've got our Skoog. So here we had chosen the pluck string. So if we go to Instruments on the Instrument Selection tab, scroll down till we see the guitars, the pluck strings. I'm going to choose a steel string guitar there. Simply click on the image. You have to click it once, and you may wait a few seconds. See here, even me, I'm happy to wait a couple of seconds. I think all of 15. There we go now. There we go. Now I need to choose the scale, and the scale I want to choose is, well, let's see. I'm going to download Loop Packs 2, which I've got here. Let's have a look at Latin Jazz. This is apparently G sharp minor. Let's stick that in there. So to load a backing track or a loop, I simply take it and drag it up here where it says drag preset or backing loop. Drop it in there. It starts playing. If I want it to loop, I need to make sure the loop button is depressed. Not sad, but just depressed. Click that in there. I've got my guitar. I need to get G sharp minor. So in the note selections, this bit with the notes, see here, there's a note there. Click that. Various options. I'm going to choose minor, G sharp minor. Go here to tonic, choose G sharp. I'm going to change the octave, and that should be me. And I'm immediately able to play. Yeah, and to quote a famous man, you're not just listening to the music, you're making it. Okay, to quote Flo Rida there for a second. In Beam's joke. So that's how easy it is to get that sort of thing sorted. You can use anything you've got previously. You take MP3s, WAV files, AFLs there, it says there. We've got free loops download. The web is full of free material that you can use for this type of engagement. You could do it by playing an instrument yourself and playing something in the right key and setting the key on the Skoog. There is no end to the amount of ways you can engage in that way. In fact, I was speaking to some practitioners in Australia early today via the miracle of the interweb, and the realistic thing is that the resources available to you, yes, we have transcribed lots of songs, yes, there are free things to download, yes, there's bundled resources with Skoog, but Skoog is an instrument that allows you to play with the world's catalogue of music without having to know how to play an instrument or even be able to read music or know what that music is. As long as you can set the key and tuning of the Skoog to match the song, you can do that by Googling the song, saying, what key is Beyonce's Work It Out in? And you will find it. Or you can go to our website and find listings there, and you will be able to play with music that you love, or new music that you've just discovered that you want to love and want to play with. So that's something that is just really very unique to Skoog and a lot of fun to play around with. So moving on to the next example, let's get back into YouTube. Ba-ba-da-ba. Now, I hope that it looks like my screen share thing there didn't work. Oh, that's annoying. Oh well. We'll press on. Next up, we're going to look at Skoog Orchestra. There we go. We're going to look at. Oh no, that's not. Yes, no, maybe. What? Hello, Skoog. We might have to do something else. I have to put in Technophonia. Technophonia Orchestra. There we go. Rehearsal. This is what I want. Add. So. There we go. So this example shows Stephanie Forrest, who is a musician, and instead of a creative improvisation through sort of play with the object, this is Skoog being used as a musical instrument to support inclusive instrumental provision. Stephanie is playing in a mainstream orchestra. She is the soloist, and instead of just improvising, she's playing a scored part. So as you can see in that clip there, she has music stands in front of her, and she has printed score, which is blocks of color. And she uses that to be able to, you know, she can see the color, she can understand the color on the Skoog, and she's able, if it's longer, shorter, shorter, and she's able to then play a scored part. You can also transition from the colored block score into traditional score. We have resource packs to help you do that online, free to download if you have Skoog. So, you know, get busy with that. But let's let Stephanie play, and we're not going to speak too much when she's playing. I just want you to listen. She plays with incredible skill, beautiful expression, and she's just a fantastic musician. And importantly, she now has left school and has formed a group with some other musicians, and they've released their first EP that you can download on Amazon. So that's, you know, from not playing an instrument to being a musician, releasing your own material. That is a full learning journey right there, ladies and gentlemen. So let's listen to Steph play. And I think you'll agree, she plays beautifully. You can see more of that online on our website, the full performance. She plays several solos. There are other pieces involved in that. In fact, there's a new piece that's up online on the Drake website from their Visions of Flight performance that is fantastic. It's, I mean, if you're looking for best practice in this kind of area, I think that's one of the best examples I've seen. All kinds of technology, all kinds of techniques, all kinds of teaching methods, all used concurrently to bring people together of all types of age range and ability to create wonderful music that's engaging and representative of the students that are involved. So let's have a look. Let's do a screen share. Let's look at using Skoog in an orchestral context. What would we do there? Okay, so we've got a proper screen share going on now. So in that instance, Stephanie, what you would need to do is set the notes. They're not a preset scale as we're using here. They're user-defined, so you go to Scale, select User-Defined, and this allows me to manually set the notes on the Skoog. So initially, I may want to set them manually to, you know, conform to a certain part. Let's just click on a color, and then click somewhere on the keyboard, and that allows us to set them. I might actually, if I'm working with orchestra, I might have to tune a little. Let's tune to the brass section there. Tuning using a slider. Okay, and then I would possibly need to maybe these are transcribed into a score. So let's have a look at, have I got the transcription pack on here? I don't know if I do. You know what? Let's just download that from the website. Let's go to the Skoog website. Let's go into the footer of the page. Here, it's a long page because it's got a hell of a lot of resources on it. Come down to the bottom here. Let's look at transcriptions. Let's go there. Let's load this little page up. Need to be quick here. I haven't got too long, and I'll look at that later. All I want is the transcription pack. Come on. Really? I'm not giving you, is that all you're giving me? Score notation pack. That's what I want right there. Download, sir. Here it comes. Open it. So let's make a score for me. There's instructions there. Look, lovingly crafted by Maggie. Tells you how to do everything, how it works, how they're all laid out. Do read it. I'm going to go straight into the templates. I'm going to open a Word template. Boom. I'm hoping I'm going to open a Word template. Come on, Word template. You can do it. But you know what? I'm going to skip this step. Let's assume I've done this. So what you have here is image files for the different types of note size, and you can just drag them into the template. I don't have Office SAP on this computer to create your score. Let's load a score that I've made earlier. Okay. And let's go to Joy as an example. And say, in that example, it was a custom piece of music, and you wanted to save the notes for the score. You can save them here. You can load them back in there. You can load notes by dragging them. Let's load those in there. Let's open the score for that, and let's play it. I'm going to play Ode to Joy. I need a more dynamic sound source. Let's choose the clarinet here. And now, in the same way that Steph was doing, I'm going to play by following color. Thank you. So nice and easy. You can create them yourselves. You can download them from our website. All kinds of resources, all kinds of possibilities. And really, Skoog is one of the only instruments for which you can play in this ilk in terms of assistive musical instruments. One of these kinds of technologies that you can actually play scored parts in an orchestra for. So moving on. Let's go back to my hang. Let's stop the screen share by clicking me. Hopefully, does that do it? Does that do it? Come on. Come on. Hello? Hello? Come on. I tell you, sometimes. There. So now what we're going to do is go back to YouTube. We're going to look at another example. In fact, we'll look at 2 examples back to back, and then we're going to have a look at some sampling, and then we'll be done. A nice, quick, easy, punchy, powerful webinar today introducing you to Skoog. So I'm going to go YouTube. I'm going to say inclusive Skoog, maybe. Inclusive music. That's what I want. So this is an example. Okay, so this is an example of Skoog being used in a mainstream school to include members of the school who have disabilities in the band, in the school band, and Rosie and Martina and Rosie. Martina. Sorry, I'm confused with names. Martina has cerebral palsy, and she's physically unable to use the instruments the other students are using. However, with Skoog, she can take part. She's playing the bass guitar part. She has music with color-coded dots. She doesn't really need the color-coded dots. She can read music quite well, and she's able to make music with everyone else. Let's let her play. She's playing the bass guitar part. So using something like Skoog, we can support all of our learners, from students such as Kieran, who has profound and multiple difficulties to someone like Steph, who's does have learning difficulties, does have physical difficulties, but she's keen to play. She wants to perform. She's a fantastic musician. We can support that. She's even composing her own music. Or we have students like Martina, who is in a mainstream school. She doesn't have any learning difficulties per se, but she has some physical challenges and how she can interact with instruments. We can support those learners, all with the same device, all with the same software package, all with the same resources. It's all there, all available to you, and it's available from our website. So please do have a look. Finally, I want to finish off with a look at Samantha, who is a high-functioning autistic young lady, a fantastic singer. And the story behind this video, what this video illustrates, is taking Skoog again on to the next level. Yes, Skoog is fantastic for PMLD. Yes, Skoog is fantastic for SLD. But it is also something you can play to a high level. It is something that affords a huge range of expressive potential. It's a great experimental tool for electronic musicians. We find it has great applications in working with children with behavioural disorders, not only a particular disability, but perhaps they have behavioural issues, and trying to get them to do something creative to get them involved in something musical can be really helpful. And it's a whole new way of making music that includes everyone. Often asked, about the beginnings of Skoog, but if one was to summarize it in a nutshell, instead of, when challenged with creating an instrument to support learners with a wider range of abilities and disabilities as possible, instead of creating a disabled instrument, we just made one that was easy to use. Okay, and because it's easy to use, it means that anyone can use it, pretty much. Okay. And there's ways of setting up to support the user. Another great quote from Michael Dolan, who's an associate Skoog musician, is using Skoog and supporting Skoog is all about supporting the user in how they want to use it, or what way they find. There is no right or wrong. It's not like piano lessons from your old piano teacher where she's whacking you on the back of the hands with a ruler. This is a free, creative and expressive tool. Anyway, let's finish off now with Sam. Sam. YouTube. Here we go. I'm going to There it is. So, let this buffer up. I'll let Sam play us out. And if you've got any questions, want any more details, just email us at skoogmusic.com, ben@skoog.com. What's that? Skoog Music Limited removed. I didn't want to remove it, I wanted to add it. Yes, oh, I need to let this. This needs to play to the end. Going to pause a minute. Right, so Sam's mum that came up to me at a show we were doing and said, "Can my daughter have a go with your machine?" I said, "It's an instrument actually, but yes, you can have a go." That's why I'm here. And she said, "What songs can you play?" I said, "Play any song." I said, "You've got," and she noticed that I had Journey open. She said, "Oh, can we play this?" So we stuck the tune on, loaded the notes on to be able to play the vocal melody, and away Sam went, and she played it back to back. So Sam's playing by ear. Takes her a little minute here in this example to find out where the notes are that she's got set up, and then she's away. And just watching her and listening to her is a delight. And I hope you enjoyed the performance. I think it gives an example of how far you can go with Skoog, and more importantly, that music, it's about supporting people having fun with music. It's called playing music for a reason, I believe. I believe it should feel like play, and playing should be fun. And here is some seriously fun music making. Enjoy. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next installment of the Skoog Music webinars. Tomorrow we're going to get busy with sampling, which is why I've not really covered it here today. So remember, Skoog's got physical modeling, MIDI, it does sampling. It doesn't make your breakfast, but it will make the tea. Here's Sam. Enjoy. Thank you. See you soon. Well, it looks like the internet has worked against us there. I do suggest you go to our YouTube channel and check out that tune, check out all the other fantastic examples. Try Drake, try Enabled, try I'm Soul. Do a search for Skoog. Check out how people are using it. Get involved, get engaged, get online, and let's make some music. Take care, everyone. I will speak to you soon.